Right now at 10, anger and mourning in Minneapolis for 37-year-old Alex Pretti. He was shot and killed on Saturday by a Border Patrol officer. New video from a woman inside a car near that incident shows the moments leading up to when Pretti was shot. You see a scuffle between a person wearing an orange backpack and federal agents. Pretti then steps in between the officers and that person before he is pulled by officers to the ground. Moments later, gunfire. Despite video that shows the opposite, Homeland Security insists Pretti threatened agents with a gun, and they say he was killed in self-defense. We're learning more now about Pretti's ties to Wisconsin. He graduated from Preble High School in Green Bay. He was an ICU nurse for the Veterans Administration. His death is now sparking calls for justice, and it sparked protests across the country. TMJ4's Megan Lee's been on the ground in Minneapolis since last night. Meg, what's the temperature like as we're finally winding down the weekend?
Yeah, Steve, it's pretty quiet and calm here. And as you can see behind me, a lot of candles because this is a growing memorial. This has just gotten so much bigger throughout the day. We've been out here all day and there's more candles, more flowers, more signs for Alex Pretti. Now, this isn't the only place where people are gathering in the city.
Frustration could be felt Sunday afternoon outside the Whipple Federal Building.
So I think people are pissed off, as we should be.
That sentiment shared by a few dozen protesters the day after 37-year-old Alex Pretti was shot and killed by a federal agent.
That's not normal. I mean, shot dead in the street in broad daylight, protecting a woman. That's not, I don't know, that's not the country that I think that I'd like to live in.
Sydney Novoychek, born and raised in Wisconsin, now living in Minneapolis, fed up with the feds in her front yard.
It's not normal. This isn't making anyone safer. I think if you asked anyone on the street, not a single person feels safer.
When you gonna start shooting?
Protesters like David Bullock hoping to spread peace amid the panic.
I just love my family and I love my country and I want us to live in peace. I also love immigrants. I understand that you don't want a completely open border, but there are reasonable ways to handle this.
Peace could be felt at a vigil near 26th and Nicollet, where the shooting happened.
We're strong. Minnesota's strong. That's what I see. We come together, even in these frigid temperatures.
Daphne Bratton, one of many to stop by the growing memorial.
Paid my respects, and I'm out here with the community, and I'm just here, present.
She's present, but also wondering why.
Wasn't Renee enough? But it wasn't. He may go and do another one. And it's traumatizing to the community.
It's important to note that this is where that shooting happened yesterday. And if you saw videos immediately following that shooting, it was a much different scene. Now it's pretty somber and quiet. We've heard chants, we've heard singing and prayers. And again, this memorial has tripled in size just today. But they also blocked off the street. The protesters earlier, we watched them demand MPD to block off the street so that they could safely protest. And police did back off to the corner of 26th and Nicollet, and they have it blocked off so protesters can be here and they can safely protest and pay their respects here at the growing memorial. For now, live in Minneapolis, Megan Lee, TMJ4 News.
It is good to see quiet there on the streets of Minneapolis tonight. Megan, thank you. People taking to the streets across the country today and in southeast Wisconsin. Earlier today, dozens gathered to make their voices heard in West Allis. Kaylee Starro was there. She heard from people like Pete and Darlene who say they had to speak out.
The honks cutting through Frigidaire Sunday in front of West Allis City Hall.
Dismayed, sad, and angered. Turned to anger, and that's one of the reasons I come out.
This gathering Sunday in response to the death of 37-year-old Alex Pretti, who was shot by a U.S. Border Patrol agent in Minneapolis during an immigration operation.
Yesterday was a horrific day to see the video of what happened to Alex Pretti in Minneapolis.
This protest follows a march Saturday in downtown Milwaukee, with people demanding an end to ICE and calling Pretti's death a murder.
Murders that have been done by ICE recently are just really disheartening. And
Is that what a lot of people here are calling it? It's a murder?
I think so, yeah.
Federal officials have said the agent fired, quote, defensive shots after Pretti approached officers with a handgun and resisted efforts to disarm him. Minneapolis police say Pretti was a lawful gun owner with a permit to carry. With video of the incident now circulating, some said it felt impossible to stay home.
I wanted to throw up. I mean, that was just shocking.
And for Wisconsin, it hit close to home, too. Pretti had local ties, graduating from Green Bay Preble High School, where a classmate shared he was known for helping others.
To hear that he ended up becoming an ICU nurse and that he was out trying to help his neighbors in the streets today does not surprise me.
A local cycling community, River West 24, also posted to Facebook that Pretti had participated in the event in past years, saying his death was, quote, a reminder that what ICE is doing to our neighbors in Minnesota has impact on us locally.
Even if something is happening 100 miles away or 1,000 miles away, that we're paying attention.
They tell me they'll continue to protest until ICE is out for good. In West Dallas, Kaylee Starl, TMJ4 News.
The family of Alex Pretti put out a statement saying they are, quote, heartbroken, but also very angry at authorities. They called Alex a kind-hearted soul who wanted to make a difference in the world. They also pushed back on claims by the government about Pretti's actions. They called them reprehensible and disgusting, adding he was trying to protect a woman ICE agents pushed down while being pepper sprayed. Minnesota's governor and the mayor of Minneapolis say they have deployed the National Guard, this to assist local police. They're asking those troops to be set up near the shooting site and near the federal building. Today, during separate news conferences, Border Patrol Commander Greg Bovino spoke about the shooting. He called it a preventable tragedy. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz took a different tone, calling for the removal of ICE agents from his state.
We believe in law and order in this state. We believe in peace. And we believe that Donald Trump needs to pull these 3,000 untrained agents out of Minnesota before they kill another person. And we're up here telling another story of a Minnesotan just trying to live their life without the interference.
It goes back to the choices that we just talked about. When individuals make poor choices, poor decisions, come into a law enforcement situation, an active law enforcement situation, conspire to come into that situation. Whether that's based on ideology, we don't know. That'll be in the investigation that we just talked about.
Bovino says the officers involved in the shooting are back working in the field, but they've been transferred to other cities for their safety. He also added ICE enforcement in Minneapolis has not slowed down. President Trump tonight making his first comments on the Minneapolis shooting to the Wall Street Journal. Most notably, the president twice declined to defend the agent who killed Pretti, instead telling a reporter, "We're reviewing everything." Trump also signaled a willingness to pull agents out of Minneapolis, saying, quote, "At some point we'll leave. They've done a phenomenal job." This is a developing story. Stay tuned to TMJ4. Follow us online at TMJ4.com. We're also on social media and all of our digital streaming platforms. Stick with them as more information comes in.